Hello guys and welcome back to another video from Skinsider. Today we are going to look at the Vice Gloves loadout, which is a whole loadout dedicated to the Vice Gloves. So if you are the lucky owner of Vice Gloves or want to be the lucky owner of Vice Gloves very soon, then this video is for you. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe, like and turn on that notification bell. It would really help us out a lot since we're a very small channel and only a very small percentage of you guys watching are actually subscribed. It's just a small little button click and it would really mean the world to us. So thank you so much for supporting and let's get right into the video. Do you want to buy a CSGO skin and get 10 euros for free in return? Well then gamerpay.gg is the site you want to use. They are a completely free marketplace with 0% selling fees, meaning you get exactly what you listed your skin for. When buying you only have to pay a fee of 2.5% if you use your wallet balance, and it's a peer-to-peer market, meaning you can still use the skins you have listed on the site. It's a great website if you want to buy and sell your skins. They are highly trusted by big names and have a good Trustpilot rating. Get your 10 euros for free using my link in the description now upon purchasing or selling a skin worth 35 euros or more. If you are scared or not sure yet, I'll also link you our guide where you can find a step-by-step introduction into GamerPay in the description down below. With that being said, thank you GamerPay for sponsoring this video and let's get back to it. Starting off with the pistols, we have the perfect match for the Vice Gloves, which is the USPS Neo Noir in factory new, which will cost you about $40. It just looks absolutely sick in this combination, and $40 is not too much considering how expensive these gloves are, but obviously you can choose a different condition based on how much budget you have. But for this video we've chosen basically the best floats or the best conditions or the conditions that make sense. But yeah, you will see onto the next skin, which is the P2000 Wicked Sig. So if you don't play the USPS, the Wicked Sig is the one to go for. In a factory new, this is actually more expensive than the USPS. It costs about $69, but the combination again looks very, very sick. And let's move on to our next gun, which is the Glock 18. And here we've also picked the Neo Noir. Also in factory new, will set you back also $40, so just as expensive as the USPS Neo Noir, and a very nice combination again. Moving on to the dual Berettas, we have the Melodrama in factory new for $24. This again is a nice combination and fits the Vice Gloves super well. For the P250, we have the P250 Visions in factory new condition for $13. Again, a very nice combination, and the P250 a gun you also use quite often in eco rounds maybe, so definitely one to grab if you have the Vice Gloves. Looks very, very nice. For the 5.7, we have the very iconic skin, the Hyper Beast in factory new. Will set you back about $78, quite pricey for a 5.7, but it's definitely worth it in this case. Combination looks super, super nice. And moving on to the Tech 9. For the Tech 9, we have the Decimator in factory new for $27, and this has to be one of the best combinations for these gloves. It goes so well together. The light blue, the pink, it just looks insane. One of my favorite combinations from this loadout. Super nice, and for $27, this Tech 9 Decimator factory new can just be yours. If you don't play the 5.7 or Tech 9, you can also pick the ZZ Tacticat in factory new condition for only $3. Very cheap, but still a nice looking combinations with the Vice Gloves, but I guess most of you don't play the ZZ, so Tech 9 or 5.7 will do just well. Next off, we have the R8, which no one is using, but I'm just gonna throw it out there anyway. You can use the Crazy 8 in factory new, though it doesn't really match 100%, but there isn't a better skin out there for the R8 that matches the Vice Gloves, so I would go for the Desert Eagle Ocean Drive in factory new for $140. Very pricey, but again, absolutely insane combination. This looks so nice and I'd love to play this, but unfortunately I do not have the money. In total, all the pistols will add up to $437, though this also counts for the Tech 9, ZZ, R8, so every pistol included, but still quite decent price range, honestly, for pistols, considering how much you have probably paid for your Vice Gloves. And with that, we are moving on to rifles. And on our first spot here, we have the Farmer's Pose in factory new condition for $6, a very old skin as well, and looks super nice in combination, though there is a better combination coming just now, which is the Galil Chromatic Aberration in factory new condition for only $10, and this combination looks super sick. The 3D-ish effect with the Vice Gloves, super nice, but also not as nice as the M4A4 Neo Noir in factory new, again for $37, which again, the Neo Noir is just such a perfect match for these gloves. But honestly, in this case actually, I do prefer the M4A1S, and that's because it's the Decimator, same as the Tech 9. In factory new, this will set you back about $27, $15, and I just can't get over how good this combination looks. Decimator and Vice Gloves is the perfect match in my opinion, so I would play the M4A1S no matter what if I had the Vice Gloves. For the AK-47, we have picked the Neon Rider. In factory new condition, this will set you back about $136. A pricey AK, but not super expensive considering how much other AK skins are right now. It looks really nice again. Pink, super nice combination. And yeah, let's move on to the next skin, which is the SSG-08 Turbo Peak in factory new condition. And honestly, I've never heard about this skin, or I've never really seen it in matchmaking, and for $14, this is a really nice fit to the Vice Gloves. I like it a lot, and yeah, let's move on to the next skin, which is the Orc Death by Puppy in factory new condition. Again, I shouldn't even say this because almost all the skins are factory new, but this one will set you back about $12. Not the best skin, but I couldn't find a better Orc skin. Maybe the Akihabara Accept you can also take, but that is honestly just overpriced at this point, and I wouldn't go for it because it's just not worth the money, honestly. Next off, we have the SG553 Pulse again, and this one is only available in minimal wear, which is why it's probably only $3, and therefore, yeah, quite cheap. But again, it fits the Vice Gloves just fine, and nobody really plays the SG553 anymore, so who even cares? Next off, we have the Orb, which is probably what a lot of you care about, and I have two options for you. We have the Chromatic Aberration again in factory new condition for $51 if you prefer this one. I personally do, but I know a lot of people also prefer the Neo Noah again, and in factory new this one is $38, so the Aberration is actually quite more expensive but also better looking in my opinion for the Vice Gloves, but honestly that's up for you to choose. For the G3 SG1, so the auto sniper on T side, we have the Flux, which is $24 in factory new, so quite expensive for an auto sniper, and honestly I've never ever seen anyone play auto sniper skins. But yeah, $24 for this one. And on the CT side, we have the Scar 20 Splash Jam, and in minimal wear this one will set you back about $31. You can also pick the factory new one, but it is actually quite expensive. It costs $1,300, so I don't think that's worth it. So you should probably go for the minimal wear version if you want to grab this skin. In total, all of these rifles will set you back about $351, so a little cheaper than the pistols, which is quite crazy, but yeah, $351 if you pick the Orb Chromatic Aberration and not the Neo Noir, that is. Moving on to the SMGs, we have the MP9 Starlight Protector in factory new condition for $31, which is a very nice combination, but also the budget combination, because if you want to go all out, if you want to ball big time, then you pick the Wild Lily, which is trade-up material for the AK-47 Wild Lotus, which is very expensive, and so is the Wild Lily. It costs over, I think, $600, $700, $800. So if you have the money, go for it because it looks absolutely beautiful. But if you don't have the money or just don't want to spend that much money, go for the Starlight Protector in factory new condition for $31. For the Mac 10, we have the Neon Rider in factory new condition for $11, and this one is also perfectly made for the Vice Gloves. Just looks absolutely gorgeous and a super nice combination for that B-Rush on Dust 2. For the MP7, we have the MP7 Fade in factory new condition for $12, which is a decent looking skin. There's not too many MP7 skins out there, but I don't see many people playing the MP7, so I guess no one really cares. But yeah, the Fade still fits all right, but there's better combinations to come. Next off, we have the MP5 Phosphor in factory new condition for $8, and it has pink at the bottom, which looks very nice. I really like this combination with the Vice Gloves. And yeah, let's move on to the UMP45, which is the UMP45 Wild Child, and in factory new condition this will set you back about $42, most expensive skin out of the SMGs, but also looks very nice, and I guess it's played a lot. The UMP45 is used quite a lot, at least maybe equal with the P90. And yeah, while we're at it, let's get to the P90, which is the Neo Queen in factory new condition for $5. Honestly, never heard about the skin that much, and I've never seen it around, but it does look quite nice with the Vice Gloves. And yeah, move on to the PP Bison, which is the last SMG, and here we have the Space Cat in factory new for $1. It doesn't really match super well, but there's just no other PP Bison skin that would even match closely or is remotely the colors or any worthy combination for the Vice Gloves, so I just threw this one in because it was purple. But yeah, in total total, the SMGs will set you back about $110, which is quite cheap considered to the other categories, but that's what it is because no one uses SMGs and no one really cares. Frankly, probably no one is even watching the video at this point. If you're watching, I don't know, write a comment down in the description below and I'll send you a 3-cent skin or something. Just write hashtag I'm still here and we'll see where it goes, I guess. In the heavy category, we have the Max 7 BI-83 Spectrum in factory new for $2, and this one goes so well with the Vice gloves. I couldn't believe it at first. It looks super nice in sunlight and probably will look insane in Source 2. Definitely a nice underrated combination here that is actually quite cheap with $2. For the Nova, we have the Hyper Beast in factory new condition for $29. Quite expensive, but again, if you own Vice gloves, you probably don't give a flying fuck about how much the Hyper Beast costs. Next off, we have the Sword of Kiss Love in factory new for $15. Matches very well with the Vice gloves. I don't want to spend too much time on this category because frankly no one cares about it. For the XM1014, we have the XOXO in factory new condition for $9. Has a little bit of pink, goes quite well and looks very nice in the sunshine. For the M249, we have the Downtown in factory new for $3. Also looks very nice for only $3, but no one plays an M249, so I don't really know who cares at this point. But yeah, moving on, I guess. Next off, we have the Negev Ultralight in factory new condition for just under $1. I didn't know which Negev to pick because frankly, not a single one would fit, so I just picked the Ultralight because I don't know why. I guess because it was cheap, but that makes the total for the heavy category just under $60, $59 to be exact, so quite cheap compared to the other categories, but that's for good reason because no one really cares. But now we are getting into the stuff that everyone wants to know, which is knives. And we do not only have one, no, we have two, one for T, one for CT. For the T side, we have picked the Karambit Fade in factory new condition for $2,500. This knife is just as iconic as the Vice gloves. They work super well together, look super nice, obviously very expensive, but that's the price for, you know, a good looking loadout. And obviously this knife will only go up from here, especially with CS2 around the corner. Super nice combination. I really like it. And I'll leave it on screen for 3 more seconds because it looks so nice. And then we're going over to the CT knife. On the CT side, we have the Karambit Doppler Phase 2 in factory new condition, which is $1,500 right now. Honestly quite mind-blowing how much it has gone up in price. But again, this looks super nice with the Vice gloves. One of my favorite combinations. And these are the two knives I've picked. Let me know if you have any other suggestions down in the comments below. But honestly, I think this is super nice. So the total for the two knives will be $4,000, which is quite costly. But again, that's probably the price you have to pay for a good loadout these days in Counter-Strike. But let's move on to agents, which are also quite underrated and can do quite a lot to different combinations. And for the T side, I've picked the Sir Bloody Miami Daryl, the Professionals, for $54. Looks super nice and works very well with the Vice gloves. Has been seen a lot in recent matches, especially, you know, pros playing these expensive skins. They really like the Sir Bloody Miami Daryl with the Vice gloves. You can't really blind them though because it just looks super nice. For the CT side, we have the Agent Ava, a pretty nice skin that I know a lot of you enjoy and also play. I do play it myself, but with the Vice gloves, it just looks super nice because, you know, the gloves are kind of flowing into the sleeves. I like it a lot. And for $11, it's actually on the cheaper side of today's video, which is crazy to think. But yeah, in total, you're gonna pay about $65 for the two agents. And last but not least, we obviously have the gloves, which I think you know by now are the Sport Gloves Vice. And in factory new, these will set you back about $22,000, which is crazy. But you don't have to get them in factory new for this loadout. I mean, they would work just as well in Battlescarred, and in Battlescarred they only cost $770, which is quite a small price compared to the factory new ones. But again, that's up to you, and the people watching this video seriously that own Vice gloves factory new probably don't care about the other prices, let's be honest. But if you're just here to fantasize, maybe you will own it one day, then that's fine and we're happy to have you here. Yeah, let's just have a quick look at how much this loadout is in total. I will show it on the screen right now. And with that, we are done with this video. Let me know what you think about this series in the comments down below. Make sure to also check out the marketplace we've linked in the description down below to get your skins cheaper than on Steam. It would really help us out a lot. And with that being said, see you all in the next video. Edgy Machine, Skinsider, Tony, whatever you want to call me, I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.